Yeah.
Yeah, that was still there.
Hey, kumbaya.
Man, if Cats is that bad of a film, it makes you do that shit. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad. So, I've made a lot of notes on my phone,
Okay.
which is
The one-
great preparation.
Yeah, the one that's
currently recording. So,
yeah.
we'll
Free flow, baby.
yeah, that's free.
flow.
Because I don't think I texted you the list of movies we saw this year. Did
Yeah,
we?
you
Did I?
I think you did.
I don't know if I did.
I mean, I did ask you to.
Yeah.
So.
I'll be surprised if I did. So here's to hoping.
So we're really prepared for this, guys. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But to be fair, what a year it's been for. I mean, what a decade, really. But what a year it has been for films, man. Like,
I mean, if I was going to pick three films that I really enjoyed, just straight off the bat.
yep.
Oh man. Well, definitely, we went and saw Avengers Endgame. That was an
I saw that like 3 times in the cinema, man. That
yeah,
was
crazy,
incredible.
crazy.
Well, let's
Joker.
run through the list of what we haven't seen. So, for me, The Irishman, you're still yet to see it.
Halfway through it.
Avengers Endgame, I've seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Then we've got The Joker, obviously. Knives Out, I've saw that. Star Wars, Rise of Skywalker. Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. It feels like last year that came.
I
Well,
know,
sorry,
man,
that feels
yeah.
like it came out in 2018. Do you know what I mean? So, but
I'm glad, actually, getting on a tangent, I'm glad Idris is starting to be the bad guy and stuff, because if he's going to get fucking killed off in a film,
yeah.
he might as well be the bad guy. Because I am sick of seeing him as a good guy in films and just being killed off, and it's like,
Did you see the latest Fast and Furious with him? He was the bad
Hobbs
guy in
and
that,
Shaw.
wasn't he?
Yeah, he
Hobbs and
was,
Shaw.
yeah.
Did you
No.
see that? I haven't seen that either yet. I need to make a point to do it.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Like, I do. A part of me that's stuck with this franchise since I was like 13 wants to see it, but the other part of me is like, oh fucking hell, man! Like, how many of these bastards am I gonna have to sit through? Like, shit.
Yeah, I'm
Because
interested.
it's not like Marvel, man. It ain't like Marvel. It ain't like, oh, there's something new. Like, you know what I mean?
It's going to be the only one that Dom doesn't sit there and talk about family.
Yeah.
So, apart
But I
from,
bet you, for a fact, one of them fucking does.
yeah.
I bet you that, yeah, Dom doesn't,
Well,
but I bet you
I
like.
think there is an element of family in it because they both go back to their own families, don't they? I believe I haven't seen it, but while we're on the
Ellen Mirren
conversation-
is fucking one of
she's a
the.
Londoner here. While we're on the conversation of sort of films that
Go on.
didn't do too well because possibly the plot and the rest of it was Dark Phoenix as well, wasn't it? X-Men.
See, this is my theory on it, okay? And this is just a theory, right? Okay. They made Apocalypse,
Yeah, it's too bad.
and when it hit the theatre, and it didn't do what they wanted it to do,
Yeah.
and they were as a studio, they were contractually obliged to pay these young actors for another film and get another film greenlit. They just went, fuck it, man. Just bring the juniors in. Just bring the apprentices in. They can't do any worse than we've done. And then there was the whole trouble that apparently had to be a lot of it had to be reshot because of how closely similar it apparently was to Captain Marvel.
It was. I read that as well. Apparently, the look of Jean Grey as the Phoenix was very close to Captain Marvel, and also
But the end battle and stuff. The story
The
bits
end
of
battle
it.
was supposed to be in space, but
Yeah.
they reshot it.
That were going to be really
train.
similar. Yeah.
Yes.
And it kills me because I watched when I watched Days of Future Past, I was like, holy shit, new actors, new timeline. They've done it. They've done a great film where they get to just reset everything and be like,
What a way of resetting a timeline. That was brilliant, wasn't
oh, dude, it was awesome. Get the original cast in.
It is so
Get
good.
the new cast. And I know like it's only an extra like 7 minutes and something, but the Rogue edition
Yeah.
is so worth watching. Just for those extra 7 minutes, it just ties everything together. So it just makes it feel so much more.
Would you say that's your favourite X-Men movie?
I think it is. Actually, yeah, Days of Future Past Rogue edition. I think it is
I'm torn
my
between
favourite.
that and Wolverine.
I Old Man Logan or the Wolverine?
The Wolverine.
The Wolverine.
Only because I think that was Hugh Jackman's. He was most pumped physically wise for that film.
Oh, see, I didn't enjoy the Wolverine. No.
Oh, okay.
It was all right, but it's like the whole premise of it was a mutant that can heal.
Yeah.
So what do they do?
They took that from him, didn't they?
Yeah, and I was like, I don't give a fuck about Logan as a person.
Yeah,
like, no offense, like I love him, and I love the actor who plays him. Like, you know what I mean? I don't care about his emotional story. I want to see him get shot to shit. It hurt him. The bullets come straight back out of him, and then him go absolute fucking rage, man, and slice people up. I don't want to see him having to worry about getting shot and stuff. Because then it was a bit funny as well, because it wasn't like he couldn't fully heal.
Yeah.
It was just like he was slowed, and it was
Slowed
like,
down. Yeah.
so some things were taking ages, and then he'd get like a bullet shot, and that just seemed to be out. And it was like,
You have some really cool scenes out of it, but
that was for me anyway.
I've got to say I do agree with Days of Future Past being probably my most favourite X-Men movie.
Oh, dude, I just look at the Sentinels, man, as well.
They were cool, man.
The 60s like versions and the 20
the
something versions was like,
Yeah.
like, it was like, mate, it was just like something like almost ripped straight out of a comic book and put on straight out to film. I was like, shit, man, they look it like, and the bit like bit when they start, you know, it looks like the Sentinels are getting quite badly beaten, and then they just switch, and it's like, it's fucking brutal, man. Like they just switch, and it's like, oh, we start to win now. It's like they switch, and everyone starts dying, like bodies drop, and it's like, fuck, like it's really good. But
here's an interesting question for you while we're on the sort of topic of comics. So the Joker film came out this year,
yes,
which was
actual people like
Yeah.
it was a theatre show. We're going, woo! Like,
Yeah,
you know, when Thanos started beating people up again,
Yeah.
people were like, oh shit! Like it was really like watching. It was something else, and
Yeah.
it was totally into it, man.
I wish there was more of that out there.
Oh yeah, I do, because it was just the buzz was incredible.
I remember my first experience of anything like that, and I don't think I've ever admitted this to anyone. It was the Twilight Saga. So the last film they brought out, I got. I want to say
Similar experience.
I want to say I got dragged to it, but okay, I'd seen the
similar
film, so I knew what it was about. And at the end of the film, everyone stood up and applauded.
Yeah.
And I was like, are we in America right now, or something like that?
Dude, I had it worse. I went on I am going to go on a tangent now, because this was how bad it was to me. Like, this is burnt into my retinal. Like, this is how bad it was. I remember going to watch that film on a date.
Yeah.
The girl I took was incredibly into Twilight. She'd read the books. So she loved the films.
Yeah, fair play.
And I was like, and I'd watch the films because it turned out throughout my young life, obviously quite some time ago, I'd gone on dates with girls, and like the lads, big group dates and stuff like that. Not like just dates. I mean, just like a bunch of girls, a bunch of lads would go out because we were in school. We'd go and watch Twilight Saga. Like, I remember having to watch the first 2 movies on DVD because my mate called me up one night and was like, we're going to watch the 3rd one. We're going with a bunch of girls, like, so we need to know what we're like, you know what I mean? Because we wanted to impress the girls, like. So it turned out my whole life had been leading up to this is why you shouldn't give in to peer pressure. Because I was sat there, watched all the other ones, and everything that happened, she was like, like that to me. Like, but the thing was, so was everybody else sort of in there. Everybody else was like, oh my god, like, you know what I mean? Stuff was happening, and they're going, oh my god, like she's grabbing my arm, and I'm like, oh, I'm sat there, like if you were the girl, like grabbing my arm, I was sat there, she was going, oh my god, and I was going,
like, there's in the last film, the Twilight, the last film,
everyone dies.
Saga,
Everyone dies.
But then when it clips to, like, because everyone dies, and literally people listening were like shocked and making sounds. Oh,
dude, I was impressed. I didn't make any sounds, but when everyone started dying, I actually sat back and I was like, oh,
there's
they've
consequences.
got some balls. Like, there's like shit's actually happening. I was like, okay, maybe this isn't as bad as I thought. Oh, it's all a fucking dream.
Exactly. Well, it was a vision.
You know what I mean? Exactly. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
A fucking complete waste of my fucking time. Like, that's how upset I am now to it. Like, so imagine me in the cinema watching it. And, like, the girl I'm with was like, oh, thank God. And I'm like, bitch, you read the books. You knew this. Anyway, like, oh, my God. Yeah, that was bad. That was so bad. But no, you're right. That was also my first brush with a audience interaction to a movie of actual, like, oh, my God. And, at the end, everyone lives. everything I've just watched for the last 2.5 hours meant nothing. Hey, let's give it. Oh my god. No.
Well, that being said, just to cap off 2019, really good year for films entirely. I think with each genres. So I think it had its moments for horror films, although we didn't go into
yeah, well,
seeing
us. To be fair, I'm not a horror fan, but
and
what I've
thrillers.
seen of Us,
Yeah, comic
incredible.
films as well, and again those few standalone
Great
films. So
Right for comic
I think it
films.
was a great year, and I'm really looking forward to some
Top
other,
two?
Top two. So Marvel Endgame.
Well, top three will be fair.
Top three, okay. So in no order again. It's being very biased in my opinion. Avengers Endgame, Knives Out, and the Joker.
Okay. For me, yes, Avengers Endgame, but because that was impressive, because that was like you only really had to watch Infinity War to watch Endgame.
Yeah.
Which is like for 19 films in 10 years, that's an impressive feat to have a film that comes out that follows on from all 19 films, but you only ever have to have watched one previous film to understand what was going on. So for me, that's definitely up there. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, if you're a cinema fan, if you like, watching a film that's paid attention to detail, that you can tell has really gone all out to build the world that you're viewing through, you'll love that film. And if you're just an average sort of film goer, I think you'll like it as well.
And listen, similarly, and I know I keep saying it, man. I feel really bad. I know Endgame came out this year. My favourite experience of going to the cinema this year was for Knives Out. I know yours probably might be Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, but for me personally, Knives Out was my actually genuinely
I enjoyed it. I'm not going to say I didn't enjoy it. I really enjoyed it.
favourite experience for me personally.
And I really loved the cast of it, and I really loved Daniel Craig just strutting his
And I'm not
acting
trying to big
chops,
up
man.
the film. I'm just saying, for me, it was the most enjoyable experience of going to the cinema and watching the film
Of 2019.
Yeah.
Fair enough. No, that's fair.
Your
Well,
third choice.
So I'm struggling now because we have seen a lot of good films, and there's been a lot of good films released.
I thought. Go on.
If I'm honest with you, I'm going to throw a wild card because I haven't seen this film yet.
Oh,
It's a 2019 film, and I know it's going to be great. I'll watch it, and that is Frozen 2.
Oh right, okay. And that I know there's no particular order and it's being biased, so I'm surprised that Joker didn't make it within your three.
I like Joker. It was a great film, and you enjoy it the second time round. Of course you do, because it's such a good roller coaster
I know exactly
ride.
where you're coming from.
But you never get that same buzz and kick.
I know what you mean. So I'm actually looking forward to see what Disney does with its franchise for these comic characters and where they go, because there's some really interesting films due out. Like
I'm hoping Fox or Sony can come swinging back as well at Disney with some of their stuff. I genuinely do.
But don't forget, we've got a Blade coming out soon.
That's Disney again, though, isn't it?
Yeah, but these are the type of films I'm hoping that they actually do right.
And I get that. All I'm trying to say is, I'm just hoping now that a film studio. Because here's the thing, the way I see it, Disney can afford to lose money for a long time before it really affects their bottom line. They've got stacks and stacks. Other film companies don't. When they invest in a project, it needs to do well so they can invest in other projects. So I'm hoping now they can take a look back at their last 10 years and go, right then, this decade is going to be different. We're not going to compete with Disney. We're not going to compete with Marvel. What we're going to do, though, is just make solid films that makes us as prevalent as Disney. And that's what I want. I want to talk about Fox films as though they're Disney. You know what I mean?
You know what I miss and I want to see come back is these companies that help produce the films. Back in the 90s, they all had their own little intro.
Yeah, man.
Sounds like the Dolby, the Dolby Digital sound that used to come on.
Yes.
Because you got Universal have got a great one where where the Universal song comes from the globe. 100%. Fox have got a memorable. They've all got their own little memorable.
Yeah.
And there's some memorable ones from the 90s. I think need to make a comeback.
Totally agree. But on that note, guys, look out for us over this next year. Look out for us over this next decade. For those of us that do listen and watch us, thank you very much. We appreciate your support, all 20-something of you. But yeah, we hope to build this channel. We hope to get more better content out there. So by all means, leave us some comments, leave us some questions. If you want some questions, we're all up for that. And we will see you on the next podcast, guys, and the next YouTube video. So thank you very much. I've been Alex.
I've been Damien, and we'll see you on the next one.